Welcome to the Ecclesfield School 2021 Careers Opportunities Evening. Please accept my apologies for not being able to join you this evening, but despite my absence I do hope that you'll leave here tonight feeling better informed. What follows is a blend of two recorded presentations. Whilst I know this is not ideal, I do feel confident that the content will provide information that is helpful. Please enjoy your evening and do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions.
My name is Leslie Cassell and I'm the Careers Advisor at Ecclesfield School. Today's session will provide information that will help you to identify appropriate opportunities. It will also help you to understand what you need to be doing now in order to ensure that you are prepared and have a plan in place for after you leave Ecclesfield School. So what are the choices on offer when you leave school? You have a range of choices for your next steps in your learning, which will depend on your future career ideas, your preferred method of learning, and the grades that you leave school with. So there's full-time education, which you will study at college or sixth form, an apprenticeship or traineeship, a job or volunteering, but it must have accredited training, or self-employment, setting up your own business, but also that must have accredited training. I'll start by explaining full-time education, which includes both academic and vocational learning opportunities. Let's start by talking about academic study. A-levels are classed as academic study. A-levels can be studied at either a sixth form college, so that's a college that has a sixth form, or a sixth form school, which is a school that has a year 12 and 13. You would usually choose 3 different subjects, and you would study these subjects for 2 years and they're exam assessed. You'll need generally at least 5 GCSEs at grade 4 or 5 or above, including English language and usually maths. BTEC grades do not count towards the A-level entry requirements. Some A-level subjects require higher grades in certain subjects. For example, if you wanted to study psychology, then the college would be looking for a grade 6 in maths. Students who study A-levels usually progress on to university, employment, or a higher level apprenticeship. Vocational courses are usually classed as work-related and are studied at college. Vocational courses prepare you for a particular job area, for example, beauty therapy, plumbing, engineering, business administration. They usually include an element of work experience, and your assessment is mainly based on your practical work and coursework, although there may be a few exams or tests. There are different levels available, from entry level up to level 3, and access to these courses mainly depends on your grades on leaving school. Successful completion of a level 3, for example, is equivalent to 3 A-levels. There's a different duration of study at each level, so entry level, level 1 and level 2 lasts for 1 year, level 3 lasts for 2 years. You can progress through the levels starting at entry level, and a vocational course provides you with skills and qualifications for further training or employment. Level 3 students usually progress onto university, employment, or higher level apprenticeships.
Students will be using Sheffield Progress to search for courses and to make their applications. All students have been provided with their own personal login, so they're now in a position to start exploring all the resources on Sheffield Progress to help with their decision making and to start building their profile in preparation for submitting their application. All applications need to be submitted before the end of January 2022. Sheffield Progress provides a wide range of information for students and parents don't need a login to access the information part of Sheffield Progress. So if you've got any questions about how do I get to college, do I need any special equipment for the course I'm applying for, how can I best improve my chances of getting those grades I need for the course that I'm interested in,
There's information on different types of courses. Most students tend to go on to full-time study, but what does that actually mean? People are also interested in apprenticeships, and again it's like, well, what's the difference between an apprenticeship and a full-time course? How do I apply? And then you might be interested in a traineeship. If you're not quite ready for an apprenticeship, you can leave school, you can start a traineeship, and that's a little bit like a stepping stone. But there's all sorts of information on there that can help with your choices. Additional research information is available on the Careers Learning platform on the MLE. There are direct links to different colleges, say NHS Careers, lots of valuable information in there. But most importantly, we've subscribed this year to Unifrog. Now, Unifrog is going to be available to students across all year groups, but to start with, we've introduced it to our Year 11 students to get them on that journey towards making an informed decision. Unifrog is unique because it provides a locker for students, so if they've watched a video, got some information, and they want to save it, they can save that information into their own personal locker. It's also got a direct messaging system to staff, so a student can create their personal statement in Unifrog in its draft form, and their form teacher can have a look at it and make constructive suggestions for change. And also, if I come across any trips or events, if there's anything going off in school, or if there's any other information that I find that might be useful for a student, I can send that to the student and they can save that in their locker. What's also very good about Unifrog is we've got access for parents. So you'll be receiving a letter shortly that will explain how you can access Unifrog and set up your account, and that you can also download an app onto your phone. So that will be coming out to you shortly. Apprenticeships. So what is an apprenticeship? An apprenticeship is a real job with accredited training. It's an opportunity to earn while you learn, to gain industry recognised qualifications, and there are over 1,500 different apprenticeships in a wide range of industries. For example, hairdressing, engineering, healthcare. The list is massive. The most typical apprenticeship usually involves 4 days at work, which is classed as on-site, and 1 day off-site with a college or training provider. Some students progress onto university after an advanced level 3, if this is available, and that can be full-time university or a degree or higher level apprenticeship. You must have an employer to do an apprenticeship. No employer, no apprenticeship. An offer from a training provider is not enough. Without an employer, you do not have an apprenticeship. You must also apply for a full-time course at a college as a backup in the event that you haven't secured an employer by September. Employers are going to be looking for candidates with excellent attendance, punctuality and behaviour. They want to make sure you're going to turn up on time, ready for learning. There's a minimum of grade 4 in maths and English, but some employers may consider a grade 3 in certain circumstances. Competition is tough, as you can imagine. There are lots of applicants for each vacancy, so make sure that you give yourself the best possible chance. Traineeships are like a stepping stone towards an apprenticeship. So these are suitable for students who are having difficulty securing an employer or are almost but not quite work ready. Students applying for a traineeship will need to have the grades required for an apprenticeship. Traineeships can help you get work ready by offering valuable work experience, interview skills training, CV writing and support with your functional skills. Traineeships last for between 6 weeks to 6 months, and it all depends on how you progress through the programme. The idea is that you will go out on work placement, the employer likes what he sees, and the employer changes your traineeship into an apprenticeship. where can you train? Training providers offer the training aspect of an apprenticeship, as we've mentioned before. Some colleges are also training providers, so it does get a little bit confusing. However, there are a massive range of training providers who specialise in lots of different things. For example, the armed forces. If you go into the armed forces, your training will be an apprenticeship. The army, for example, is your training provider, and you are doing the job working for the army. Yeah, it's complicated. But here are a few examples. So Dimensions and Leslie Francis are both hairdressing salons that offer a service to the public, but they are also a training provider. They have a training school. The Source specialises in retail. That's just outside of Meadowhall. Sheaf, if you're interested in catering and hospitality or health and social care. And the AMRC, the Advanced Manufacturing Research Centre, offers apprenticeship training in engineering and business admin. GTA, motor vehicle maintenance, and that's for light vehicles but also heavy goods vehicles too. So you need to prepare for your future. If you've not achieved your grade 4 in English and or maths at school, then this will be tagged on to your course at college, so you will do it alongside, because the government says up until the age of 18 you should be striving to achieve a grade 4 in English and maths. Some courses or apprenticeships require you to have those grades before you start the course. If you haven't got them, then you'd probably have to start on a lower level course. Employers and training providers and colleges, more importantly, expect a good school report. They need to know that you are ready to learn. And learning doesn't finish at 18 after you finish your course at college or your apprenticeship or your next steps. Learning is for life. The more qualifications you can get, the better chance of getting a good job with good pay. So, a quick recap. So the options when you leave school: full-time education, apprenticeship or traineeship, a job or volunteering with accredited training, or self-employment with accredited training. The grades that you will need to study A-levels are at least a grade 5 in English language and usually maths, and some subjects require higher grades. Do I need to secure an employer before I start an apprenticeship? Yes, of course you do. Regardless of whether you've got an offer from a college or training provider, if you do not have an employer and a start date, you do not have an apprenticeship. So what levels of study are available at college? So courses are available from entry level right up to level 3. Each level's got different entry requirements, so make sure you apply for the level of course that's appropriate to you. If you've got any problems, any questions, please visit the careers department in the drop-in sessions or send me an email. I will always do my best to help. Thank you. So just a final note, and students and parents will be getting this information again, so don't worry if you can't remember any of this tonight. But I just wanted to stress that when doing the research, students need to make sure that they look at what they're applying for and to make sure it's suitable for them and that they're on target to meet the entry requirements for that particular course or apprenticeship. And it's always a really good idea to have a backup application in place just in case something goes wrong. A quick word about A-levels. So students can apply for up to 3 sixth form schools, and a sixth form school is a school with a year 12 and 13. But if they're applying to sixth form schools, they must put these schools in order of preference. Students can also study A-levels at sixth form colleges, and they can apply for as many colleges as they wish, and they don't have to put them in any preferred order. So just a reminder, support is available for all students. It's the first time they've done this and there's going to be a lot of unknowns. That's why I'm here to help. So I can help with understanding all different course types and levels. We can help with completing the Sheffield Progress application, and also to give you an understanding of progression opportunities, not just the next steps, but beyond. So students will be provided with a timeline every month to say where they should be in the process, and if they're falling behind, they just need to come and see me and I can get them back on track.